What's up, guys? I'm Drew with Comics Elite here with
Kyle, not Kevin.
So yeah, once again, he's at Echo Base recording location. I'm at Echo recording base Foxtrot.
Yeah.
So yeah, this could be a short top 10, top 5, more or less. I got six.
I got 5.
Here. 5. Okay, that's fine. Didn't get Diamond in time. We waited. Didn't arrive in time. So I'm sure I would have had a top 10 if that were the case.
Same.
But well, yeah, I'll blame Sean for that one. So here we go. Without further ado, my number 6 of the week is The Flash. Now 797. So this takes place during the ending of the Flash 2022 Annual. We have 2 different artists on this as well, and the differences are kind of jarring. Like going from Jason Fabok to Daniel Acuna. Big change. Wallace West is on babysitting detail for Wally, but the kids get kidnapped by a villain from a prior issue who's looking for the Eternity Mind. And we get introduced to several new characters as well. So, hey, it's a key. And we get a surprise cameo appearance of 2 characters I didn't see coming. But nevertheless, they make the issue a lot more fun. And there's something missing with that banter, though. I appreciate what Jeremy Adams is doing, but it's missing something. I think it's the back and forth verbal sparks between the 2 specific characters. But it's decently fun through to the end. And the last page has a very interesting cliffhanger. Yeah, it's a little recommend. It's a good one. Check it out.
Okay.
All right. And with that, we're on to number 5, I've got DCeased, War of the Undead Gods, final issue.
All right. I have The Flash, 797.
Why don't you finish with my thoughts on The Flash?
Yeah, I thought this was kind of getting back to formula to where it's having fun again. It's just a little side hijinks of misadventures in babysitting, that sort of fun little hijinks. Like I like that stuff in Flash. And yeah, it was nice seeing the 2 characters literally pop out of nowhere. It was just kind of like, you're just there, okay. But it was needed for them, and I liked how they weaved themselves into the story. But overall, this was fun. I had a good time reading it, much better than the 1-minute war garbage. So this is kind of getting back to formula, which I like. So this was a fun recommend this week. Yeah,
and another fun recommend, well, a somber recommend is DCeased, War of the Undead Gods, final issue. This was a very somber ending to the story. And so yeah, one character sacrifices their life to save the universe, and you really understand that the character has come full circle at that point by them making that sacrifice. It's a very fitting end to the story, and a very worthy sacrifice to this character in what they make. It's a recommended read to this series ending. Yeah, this wrapped up very, very well, and yeah, a very complete read, and I cannot wait till the omnibus comes out.
So high on the list.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And with that, we are on to number 4. I got Free Comic Book Day, Dawn of the DC.
Right. I have 7 Years in Darkness from Sex Comics number 1.
All right, so I got Dawn of the DC. Free Comic Book Day, Dawn of DC Night Terrors Special Edition. So this isn't out yet. Will not be out for a while, but hey, we got it ahead of time. So I read this, and it's good. It wasn't great, but I thought it was good. The art by Chris Bacalo is great for this type of nightmare story. It very fits, because I'm not a big fan of his art, but it fits with the story in this. I like how it goes back to Howard Porter art for the real world. So the setup for this is there's a villain called Insomnia. New villain, Taki. And once she wants to find something that was taken from her by the Trinity, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. They faced her sometime in the past, and they took something from her. She wants it back. And by this cover, it looks like she's using social media to make them look like something that they're not, but that's not true at all. It's not it, because it's going to be like invading their dreams. All these characters are going to be having nightmares. We see the character designs that our heroes we morphed into in the villains, and some of them look pretty damn cool. Some look okay, but some look. The Batman was like, "What the hell is that?"
Mm.
But if you thought there was if you thought there were a ton of pointless tie-ins for Dark Crisis, get ready for this one,
Oh, Lord.
including the main story, which is only 4 comics. 46 in 2 months. 2-month period, July and August, 46 issues.
Ugh. Yep.
And
Start staving up those pennies.
Yeah, I mean, when you read some of these quote unquote nightmares these characters are going through, it might be kind of rough. But as far as the starting point goes, this was pretty good. This was good. I'll recommend checking this out. So, Kyle, 7 Years in Darkness.
Yeah, 7 Years in Darkness, #1 from Sex Comics. So I read the preview, which was kind of the first 3 or 4 pages of this, and I was intrigued. And basically, this is evil Harry Potter world, and I have a good time with this. So how this works is it's a world where evil Hogwarts opens up every few centuries or something, and 70 some odd kids are selected from families to go to Hogwarts, but only 7 will survive to the very end. And I'm interested to see where this goes. It's very interesting. It's fun. I like that twist on Hogwarts and Harry Potter world. So I thought this was a lot of fun, and it can be something really interesting. So I'm curious to see where it goes. But this was a good first issue. Art's solid, so I'm curious to see where it goes.
Yeah, Jeff Feel. All right, and with that, we are on to number. Let's see, 1, 2. Number 3, I have Warlock Rebirth, #1.
Okay. I have Free Comic Book Day, Dawn of DC, Night Terror, Special Edition, #1.
Hey, why don't you finish my thoughts on that from what I said?
Yeah, so for a Free Comic Book Day issue, I'm very intrigued to see because I thought it was going to go a certain way, and then it kind of was zigging where it was supposed to zag, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm curious to see where it goes. I thought the art was terrific in it, and it had me really, really curious, and I really want to pick up the issues with this just to kind of see how it all plays out. So, I thought for a Free Comic Book Day issue, it's going to be worth it. So I think everyone should pick this up and at least give it a shot and see if it's something you're interested in, which I'm a fan of horror. I'm a fan of weird, kooky type of dreamscape, Grant Morrison-esque kind of, let's see where this goes, dream stuff. Hopefully it doesn't get too out there, but
yeah, we'll see.
We don't know. But for this was fun. I recommend picking this up.
Yeah. And I have Warlock Rebirth, #1. So I was more forgiving on this. I had a lot of fun reading this issue. So Genis Vell, son of Captain Marvel, comes to Earth to learn about his dead father. And he gets into a little skirmish on Monster Island. I enjoyed that, and goes off to find Adam Warlock, who can hopefully tell him about his family legacy. We also get the backstory of Adam Warlock as well, and is told very succinctly and very well. I like that. It's all done
it's like
in
a page.
One page. It's like, oh shit, that was actually pretty easy. Yeah. But when we find Adam Warlock, he is weak, and he has a cocoon in his chamber. But what comes out of the cocoon? Eve Warlock. Hey, it's a key. Another first appearance.
Yay.
I like keys this week.
They are.
She's been sent here to replace Adam for his failures. And Eve just wipes the floor with everyone. This was a great issue. A lot of fun, fast-paced, kinetic, fun action scenes, well illustrated, good cliffhanger. Strong recommend. I have a lot of fun with this issue.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yes. All right. We are on to the... We're on to the dose. I've got 7 Years in Darkness.
Oh, so high. I have DCeased, one of the undead gods.
Whoa, so high.
Great, yeah.
Yeah, Kyle, why don't you finish my thoughts on that?
I thought this was about a perfect of an ending you could have to this series. I had such high hopes for this, and I was like please don't do anything too stupid and don't ruin this. And they didn't. It ended exactly how it needed to, and it was a very somber ending, but hopeful sort of thing. I don't know. It was just kind of perfect in a way that it ended just the way it needed to. Yeah, the sacrifices that had to be made and the fight that happened that needed to happen was great. I don't know. I really, really like this issue. The art, again, is fantastic. So a perfect ending to this. Can't wait to pick all of this up in a trade. Solid recommend for this entire series.
Yep, absolutely. And I've got 7 Years in Darkness, number 1. This was damn good. This completely surprised me for how fun this was. All I gotta say is, if this were the premise of Harry Potter, I'd have been all over it. That's all I gotta say. Like I've admitted it. I hate Harry Potter. I don't like it. I don't care about it. It's for kids. It's for little kids. And as an adult, I can't get into it. They're like, I remember talking to my friend Stephanie about it, like in the latter films. There are things. So we're told all these things about Voldemort, but we don't see a lot of the actions of Voldemort. And I wanted to see those actions of Voldemort later in the books. You know, they did that. I'd be more on board with it.
Well, when it came out at a time you were much older than who it was geared towards.
Yes, clearly.
Yeah.
And but this issue, I had so much fun with this. Yeah, so 72 kids, 72 go into a cave to learn and use magic, but only 7 will walk out alive. Love it. And 1 dies in this issue. Yeah, we get our first fatality in this issue. The art, most of the dialogue, it is solid. This is a great recommend. Yeah, I suppose if you liked Harry Potter, you'll love this. If you didn't really care for it, you'll really love it. Like, I suppose if you loved Harry Potter, you probably love this even more. Right? Well, I don't know. But yeah, strong recommend for this. This was a lot of fun.
I agree. I hope it can stick with it.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, I really do. Joseph Schmalke, he can be a good writer. We'll see if he can hang with it. All right, that leaves us with number... Number 1 of the week. I've got Catwoman. Okay.
Nice.
Batman Superman World's Finest, number 14.
As if it were going to be anything else.
Yeah, right? At this point, yeah. Man, what the opening of this, Jesus, Metamorpho isn't pulling any punches anymore. Yeah, no more Mr. Nice Metamorpho. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Yeah. And then the banter afterwards with Bruce and Clark is terrific. It's top notch. I love that it had to go back and forth about the investigation, the hindering of Batman, the difference between Superman and Clark stuff. I love that. And the stuff right after between Oliver Queen and Bruce, terrific as well. I loved it. And we explore a deeper plot point with artificial intelligence. Then doing the deep dive into Metamorpho's Rogues Gallery. That flipping terrific as well. I loved it. Some of those characters, I'm like, holy crap, made them legitimate threats.
Yeah.
And later on, when Superman and Robin follow a lead on whom it could be, it gets downright creepy. And I love it. It is terrific. And we get a crazy new version of a villain as well. Yeah, strongest of recommends. There was so much fun to be had in this comic. So many characters show up in this. Some other elements in this show up. I don't want to spoil about what happens to them. It's pretty effed up what happens to them.
It's pretty terrifying.
There's some good scary horror elements toward the end of this, and I really dig this issue. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, he knows how to do a whodunit and make it creepy and horrifying. It's not just, it's got the campiness funness when it needs it, and then it needs the horror, and it brings that in droves, especially what happens with Superman. And it's like, oh shit. But I love the beginning when, Bruce is talking to Clark and he's like, wouldn't it be nice if you had a detective that could, help you out here? And Superman's like, I happen to have a detective with me. And it's Robin, like, giving a thumbs up. Don't worry, I'm here. I got you. I just like little things like that. I just absolutely love. So yeah, I love all of this, how he's writing all of these characters. They all sound like they're supposed to. And The art again is perfect for this. I don't know why people aren't reading this. Why this should be the #1 book out. I mean, everyone needs to be reading this.
If you want the shining beacon, the perennial example of what DC should be, could be, it is World's Finest. This is every character. This is what you want out of every character.
Yeah,
this is what you want. It gives you everything you want. It gives you their purest representation of who they are, and everything. Every issue has been. It's amazing. We're 14 issues in, and every issue has been, if not the #1 pick, the #2, maybe 3. But it's amazing.
Yeah, even the side one with the date night.
I love date night. That was fun.
Yeah, it was still good.
And it worked because it was only one issue. It was that little, we're taking a little break here.
Yep.
And then carrying on. Now, if every issue had been like date night, it would have been, no, can't do this. But it's just that one issue.
Yeah, and how this one is clearly different from the first arc of what we were dealing with that first arc. Like, this is something completely different, and how fresh it can feel, and just how.
And using, it's amazing how many. So the thing is, he's not creating new characters here. He is showing us, hey, we already have all of these great characters here. These characters that have been around for several decades now, and just kind of more or less fleshing new life into them. Like Metamorpho. I love it.
He was making me care about Metamorpho. He's making me be like, this guy's pissed. He's trying to clear his name. He's like, I'm not doing that. It wasn't me. And I'm pissed. And so I need their help. I absolutely love it. It's getting me to care about characters I didn't really care about before.
Yeah, I love this, and I don't want it to go away anytime soon. And I think it got announced where Mark Waid's doing a World's Finest Teen Titans book. So
I'm there.
Yeah, exactly. Hook, line, and sinker. And I'm absolutely there. Yep. And I think actually Dan Mora too is doing the art on that. I think so.
It'll be another perfect hit. So I can't wait. And
like I said, if you're not reading this, if you're not reading this and you say you're a DC fan, you're not.
You're not.
There is no other way around it. If you're saying you're a DC fan and you're not reading this, you are wrong.
It'd be impossible not to have fun or find some form of fun in this book.
Yeah. Out of any of the issues. Out of any of the 14 issues.
Yep.
You have Dan Mora on the art. Come on.
It's like every character's drawn and looks like they're supposed. This
is everything we wanted.
It's not even fair that this book comes out with other books. Like, this should just be its own thing.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. It's top 10 of the week, top 5 of the week. What do you think? Are we 100% correct? 1% incorrect? Let us know in the comments, and hopefully later this week we'll talk about some of the indies we didn't get to review, and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have the weekly floppy wrap up on our channel this week with Max MVP. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys again next time on Friday.